Now, if you're headed to college, there are some things that you need to know, things that nobody tells you. And I'm not talking about the obvious stuff like study hard or make new friends. That's important too, but I'm talking about the real advice that actually helps you succeed without losing your mind. In this video, I'm going to share 12 college tips that nobody tells you, but that can make a huge difference in your experience. Some of these are about classes, some are about mindset, some are just about making the most of your time on campus. By the way, if you're new here, I'm Katie Azevedo of schoolhabits.com. I'm a private executive function coach with a master's degree in special education and over 20 years of experience teaching students how to study, stay organized, and actually learn without the stress. My strategies have helped thousands of students from high school to grad school transform their study habits and boost their grades, and I am so happy you're here. So let's get into this. Okay, so if you are headed to college, or even if you have already started, don't worry, it's not too late. There are 12 things that you're gonna wanna know to make your whole experience easier. Number 1, follow your syllabus. Your college syllabus is your blueprint for the entire course, and it means so much more in college than it did in high school. It tells you exactly what's coming up, when things are due, and how you're going to be graded. Yet, so many students just look at it once and then forget that it even exists. Top students do the opposite. They keep their syllabus handy, refer to it often, and use it to plan ahead. They know which assignments matter the most, which deadlines are non-negotiable, and how to prioritize their time. So at the beginning of each semester, pull assignments and due dates from your syllabus, put them onto your calendar and your task management system, and then keep an eye on upcoming assignments and readings without expecting your professor to remind you of what's coming up, because in college, that is on you. College tip number 2, study with people smarter than you. You may not like this one, but when it comes to studying, who you surround yourself with matters a lot. Sure, friends are great. I hope you have a lot of them, but if you want to actually understand the material and get better grades as a result, choose study partners who know their stuff, maybe even better than you do. Top students know that studying with people who get it means that you're likely to get it too. You'll see how they solve problems. You'll learn their shortcuts, and you can hear their explanations of things in a way that probably makes more sense. And if you're the one who knows the material the best, like you're the smartest in your group, teach it to the group, because explaining concepts out loud to somebody else is one of the fastest ways to lock it in our own brains. College tip number 3. Work when no one is looking. Hear me loud and clear on this. College is about independence. Nobody's watching you. Nobody is checking up on whether you're actually doing your work. This can be amazing. This can be freeing, but it can also be a trap if you're not careful. I am telling you, college is so much easier when you do the work, even when no one is telling you to. Plug away at your assignments. Read ahead. Start studying for next week's test. Even when your friends are procrastinating, even when your professor hasn't reminded you to start. Work when no one's looking. College tip number 4, use the writing center. College level writing is a whole different game than high school writing, and even the strongest writers get stuck on college assignments, whether it's maybe organizing their thoughts, making an argument clear, finding resources, figuring out how to start, whatever. That's where the writing center comes in. The writing center in college is a free, underused resource that pretty much every single college and university offers to students. You can bring in a rough draft, you can bring in an outline, you can bring in just an idea, and they're gonna help you turn it into something solid. They'll show you how to make your writing clearer, stronger, more persuasive. Top students use the writing center regularly, and not just when they're desperate. They know it's one of the easiest ways to level up their writing skills and polish their work before hitting submit. So even if you think you're a decent writer, even if you're amazing, right? Or you've never even asked for help before, try it out. Like, I can't think of a single reason why you wouldn't. You pay so much for college tuition, and the writing center is included in that tuition. So I say milk it. College tip number 5. There is literally no reason to pull an all-nighter. A classic stereotype of the college experience is that you're gonna spend, most of your nights in the library studying until 3 a.m. But the college advice that no one tells you is that staying up all night to study is completely unnecessary in college. Unlike a high school schedule, a college schedule lets you study during the day because you're gonna have giant gaps between classes. You may even have full days with no classes, and you can completely avoid late night study sessions if you use your time moderately smartly during the day. I have a video on 30 smart ways to use your time in between college classes, and I divide that video into things you can do if you have 15 minutes or 45 minutes or 90 minutes. So again, linked below. But if you face the reality and you manage your time with a calendar and just get over the I'll do it later mentality, which burns you every time, most students are gonna have plenty of time during the day to complete their upcoming assignments, study for upcoming tests, and then you can spend your evenings just doing what you want. So the college advice that nobody tells you is to take your daytime hours seriously, use them to get your work done. Normalize leaving a class and going directly to the library or to a study nook in another building to complete the work that was just assigned. Normalize getting started on assignments on your syllabus even when you haven't been asked. This is what non-stressed out students do. College tip number 6, apply for jobs and internships way earlier than you think you need to. Jobs and internships are bananas competitive at the college level. Then if you want a part-time job during the semester or maybe an internship over the winter or the summer break, you can't wait. You need to apply way earlier than you think is reasonable. How? Well, your college's career center is one of the best places to begin. They have connections with companies, internship listings, sometimes exclusive opportunities that just never make it to the public job board. They can help you with your resume, finding contact information, the right people, all the things. But only if you get in there way earlier than you think you need to. So get your resume ready, polish your LinkedIn profile, make an appointment at the career center at least half a semester before you're thinking of starting a job or an internship. Trust me, the good positions go fast. All right, college tip number 7, rent your books. College textbooks are absurdly expensive. I do not understand it. And while you can definitely purchase used textbooks at a discount from your college bookstore, you can find way better prices on Amazon or something like Abe, A-B-E. As soon as you know your courses for the next semester, begin your search for discounted textbooks because honestly, the popular ones go fast. Another option is to buy a textbook from a student who just completed the class that you'll be taking. Find a student who just took the course right before you and ask to buy their textbook off of them. And when you're done with your textbooks, you just make some money back by selling them to the next student. College tip number 8 that no one tells you, go to office hours and use your TA. If you're confused, if you're stuck, or you just want feedback on your work, show up to your professor's office hours. Office hours are not just for students who are struggling, it's for anyone who wants a better understanding of the material. You can just show up and be like, hey, can we go over this thing or that thing? Like whatever you need. Office hours are a totally different vibe than the actual lecture class. And don't forget your TAs, your teaching assistant, are usually upper level students who know the course inside and out. They've taken the same classes that you're taking now. They can explain things in a way that actually makes sense. TAs can be just as good, if not even better, than the professor at explaining things. And they're usually more available, like at more times throughout the week. But don't go to office hours or your TA just when you're desperate. Go early in the semester, introduce yourself. And even if you think you don't need help, going to office hours can help build relationships with your professors, which can be huge if you need recommendations or job opportunities pop up later on. College tip number 9, no one cares where you went to high school. College is a fresh start. Nobody on your college campus is going to know where you went to high school or what your reputation was when you were there. College is an opportunity to carry on with the parts of your identity that you like and make changes to areas that you want to be different. Now, because the people that you meet in college won't be that interested in what you were or weren't in high school, it's really not carrying that with you into every single conversation that you have when you meet people, at least in the beginning. Did you go to a fancy private school? Cool. Did you win some obscure award in high school? That's amazing, and that's probably what helped get you into college. But your new college friends aren't going to find it that impressive because they've got the same stories. So bond over something else. College is a time to start over with openness and humility and let your high school experience and your high school self remain in high school. And that's not to say that your high school experience didn't matter. It certainly did, and it made you who you are. But in terms of reputation, what felt huge and important in high school doesn't carry much weight in college. In fact, high school experiences carry so little weight in college, they hardly have a place on your college or early career resume. And I know this can be harsh sounding, but my intention isn't to be like, oh, forget who you were and your accomplishments and your identity don't matter at all. It's not that. It's just that if you keep holding on to your high school stuff, you won't be free to see what else you can be in college. It's like snakes who shed their skin when they outgrow them. Sometimes our identity that we created for ourselves or that was imposed on us in high school keeps us limited. It keeps us stuck. It keeps us in. And this is your chance to shed your skin. Be a snake. Shed your skin. All right, college tip number 10, you have to be an adult and you have to know how. College is hard for so many reasons. And one that I think not a lot of people talk about is no one's going to do your laundry or remind you to eat. You have to figure out how to manage your time and keep your space clean and pay your bills and handle basic life skills. And if you can't do this, then things in college beyond the academics are way harder than they need to be. So some basic adulting things that are helpful to know before college are knowing how to do your laundry, basic financial literacy, cleaning things. Like there are different ways to clean different things and different products to be used on different materials. It's helpful to know that. Basic food prep, how to make appointments, what to do in the case of emergencies, basic transportation knowledge, understanding health, wellness, and nutrition, how to manage inventory. So for example, like how to not run out of deodorant. You know what to do if you do. Let me tell you a story. When I was a senior in undergrad, I lived on a college campus, and I remember going to the basement of my dorm to do laundry. And no joke, there was a freshman. I didn't know she was a freshman until after, but there was a freshman sitting there in tears. She's trying to do laundry, and she'd pulled out the lint collector, the little thing you pull out of the dryer, because she had seen on it that it said like clean before each load. So she was crying with the lint thing in her hand, and I was like, are you okay? She was, I don't know how to get the lint off. It says to clean this, and I don't know how to get the lint off. So I just showed her how to get the lint off the dryer. She had never known that. It was obvious that she had never done her own laundry before college. So that was an intense experience for her, crying on the floor of the laundry run at her first year of college. She's probably gonna remember that. And I was like, dude, you just kind of like do this, right? So that is an example of things being harder than they need to be if you don't have these basic skills. College tip number 11, go to everything. College is one of the few times in your life where you have access to so many free or cheap opportunities, guest lectures, campus events, club meetings, workshops, even random trips, like literally within walking distance. Go to everything you can. You'll never know which experience is going to open up new interests, introduce you to people who might become your best friends, happen to me, or even lead you to a future career. Is your school offering a free seminar on a topic you don't know anything about and you actually have no class that day or that time? Go. Like, when else would you learn about that for free within walking distance? Is your school providing bus transportation to a nearby city for a discounted price? Get on the bus. Explore the city. Go alone if you can't find someone to go with you. Is there a lecture in the library from an author doing a book tour? That's awesome. Get there. Have you ever been to an author tour? They're cool. There's nothing more enriching than experiencing something new, and we have to make these opportunities for ourselves. And nowhere in your life will these opportunities present themselves more conveniently than during college. And plus, going to events and trips after college, they're going to be at your own expense, which can be a limiting factor if you're living on a budget, which you will be. All right, final tip, college tip number 12, skipping class will always backfire. It might feel like freedom at first. Nobody takes attendance, nobody's forcing you to go, but the students who skip class almost always fall behind faster than they can imagine. Even if you think you already know the material, there's always something you're gonna miss if you skip the class. College classes are content heavy. This means that the most important information is delivered during the lecture, which you can't always recover from your friend's notes or reading whatever the professor posts on the student portal. If you skip a class in high school, it's usually pretty easy to get the material you missed, either from a teacher, from your friend, but in college, the material is just too complex. Missing just one class can kind of like really mess you up. So treat class like a job, because it is. It's your job. Show up, even when you don't feel like it. You'll be glad you did. All right, so there you have it. 12 college tips that no one tells you, except I just did. Remember, college is a time of massive growth and opportunity, but you have to be intentional about how you spend it. One last thing, could you do me a favor and like this video or subscribe here if you are new? Those gestures make a huge difference in helping me grow my channel, and I would be so grateful. As always, I appreciate you, and thank you so much for watching.